Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Girls Lounge with your hosts, Liz and KT. And today we're going to still keep it with the kind of unedited vibes, but that's not like the whole point of the episode today. Today we're going to be talking about our summer ins and outs. Summer is right around the corner. So we decided, it's time for us to like put in some things that we really want to implement this summer and things that we want to, make sure we don't do this summer. But like always, we're going to get into what we've been up to. So for me, the biggest life changes happened to me because your girl just graduated. Whoop whoop. And it's real because I made an Instagram post about it yesterday. But yeah, I graduated. I'm not 100% done with school because I am going to grad school for the next academic year, but I'm so excited to be done. And let's just say the graduation, honestly, the whole week was very hectic because it was finals, getting last minute assignments done, and then it was like grad activities, and then I moved out the day of my graduation. So it was a whole lot of moving parts, but I really enjoyed the day where I went to school, WKU. They like split it up in 2 days, which I really liked because it meant like both like ceremonies were very quick, short, easy, cute, but still, sentimental. We got our crowns, we got our flowers, and it was just really nice to, just celebrate the ending of these 4 years. And for me, I felt like I liked my college graduation more than high school. Like I felt more like, oh, but it was just great to see everyone and like everyone I've seen in classes and stuff. So it was really cool. And then I also got to see my besties, minus Liz, tear, the day after I graduated. Our bestie, honorary co-host Kelsey graduated. So we all went down to Louisville to see her graduate, and it was definitely interesting. I've never been to a Catholic religious school graduation. So it was interesting to, pray during a graduation, but it was really cute. Of course, love to see Kelsey and all the other besties, and we ate good afterwards. So, yeah.
And then for me, so emo over here. I got to watch graduations through clips or like the lives and everything. And then some of the lives were like on Facebook and then they were like all weird. So I got to experience it all virtually. So emo, I couldn't be there. I even like Photoshop myself in. We'll insert that picture maybe in here for you guys to see. So it was basically like I was there. And then I also RSVP'd for Kennedy's graduation dinner. I'll be there in spirit. Save a little seat for me. But that was really like bittersweet, seeing everyone graduate and everything. But I'm so happy for everyone, especially Kennedy, look at her go. And then while all the graduations were happening, I actually did my second to last little weekend trip because graduation is happening. So that means my time abroad is coming to an end. And we went to Mallorca, which is a Spanish island that's kind of close by. Not close by to go on a ferry, but like we flew there and everything, quick flight and everything. So we were there for the weekend. And that's actually where I was watching some of the graduations. And then my cousin also graduated from her like associates thing, and I kind of fell asleep watching that one though because it was really late. But we also rented a car for one day in the island, and that was a whole experience. Almost thought we weren't gonna get the car, but false alarm, we got the car and everything. And that was fun because we got to really like go on like our own schedule and everything, and we got to go to this these beaches that were like close by and were really really pretty, and then we went to this little town too, so that was a lot of fun. And then this week I have my finals. I'm preparing for that. I have an exam. I had my last two classes yesterday and today, and I have my first exam when this is being posted on Wednesday, and then my last exam on Thursday. And my exam on Wednesday, I'm a little bit nervous for it because it's a literature class, so it has a lot of like poems and different things that we've read. And she kind of showed us like a little sneak peek of the exam, and there's a lot of stuff on that. Very nervous a little bit, but it is what it is. I'm gonna BS my way through it. I was talking to these other girls and they're also on the same page as me. They said, I don't know, I don't remember nothing. So and it is 50% of my grade. So that's what's like a little nerve-wracking. But anyways, I'm in the final stretch of these two exams, and then I will be done with like the school part of being over here. But that's what I've been little life update.
Well, everyone's saying good luck to Liz for her finals, and I just have to say, Liz is a real one for watching our graduations while abroad, and congratulations to her cousin for her associates. I saw Aranza post about it, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, go laundry. If you know, you know.
Right. Hello. Sorry to interrupt your broadcast, but it is editing Liz and KT here. And we forgot to mention that it's been 1 year since we uploaded our first podcast episode. So we just want to say thank you guys for listening. And I can't believe we made it to 1 year of uploading. It feels like I don't know, it just feels,
Just started. Yeah,
yeah,
when you told me it was 1 year, I was like, there's no way that we started this already 1 year ago. So thank you guys so much from the bottom of our hearts if you've been listening since then, or if you're a new listener.
yes, just know that this has been a lot of work, a lot of tears, a lot of sweat, a lot of blood, JK. But we really do enjoy recording every week. It's a really fun little like passion project for us. So just for real, thank you guys for listening, and we'll let you guys get back to the episode. So now we're gonna get into our faves of the week. So mine is honestly just grad season. It's just been so fun. I think I love attention. That's the Leo side of my big three coming out. But it's just such an exciting time. Just not only me graduating, but seeing everyone else graduate what graduate, and it's just good vibes, and I love it, and it just brings me back to the last grad season when we saw like Liz and Jill walk across the stage, and it just made me emo. Oh, and Ari. I was like, I know there's someone else I'm missing. But yeah, it just that was just such a good weekend. So it just brought me back, and it's just a good time.
Yes, I hadn't been on like Instagram the whole weekend and I finally went on the other day and my feed was just filled with all these graduation posts and it was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm literally crying watching these things." And like going through people's stories and everything. It's just such a bittersweet feeling, but it's so exciting too. Obviously living it, but like seeing it through the other eye, it's very, very exciting. And then my favorite of the week is a car. You guys, I'm the one who drove the rental car because I'm like the oldest of us that are here in our little group and everything. But the flexibility and just the freedom of having a car, how I miss that. Like playing music, like we were jamming out to songs, we were singing, being able to go where you want. Don't get me wrong, I do love public transportation here, don't have to like worry about gas, don't have to worry about anything really, just making sure that I get to a stop on time. But just like the freedom of being able to like, oh, I want to get, I don't know, a sweet treat. I can just hop in my car and go. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that when I get back.
And now we're going on to Sports Corner. Obviously, the most previous week was an off week, but it was still full of F1 craziness. There's a lot of things that kind of happened, but the big thing is the mess at Alpine. Like, Alpine, do we need to have a sit down talk? Because what is happening? But it came out that the team principal resigned. His name was like Oliver, I think. I don't know. I didn't really keep up with Alpine. They weren't one of my teams. And so there was already rumors about Jack doing his seat not being permanent. But I was like, oh, after this team principal resigned, he's for sure leaving. But then we saw the news that Flavio is taking that position. And if you watch the most recent season of Drive to Survive, you know who that is. That scary man. And if you also like, if you don't know, he is a very controversial person because of hashtag Crashgate. If you know, you know. But yeah, so then soon after that news, Jack Doohan was announced to, he will be now the primary reserve driver and Franco will be taking his place for the next 5 races, which was crazy. I was like, wow. It's like I saw it coming just because of Jack's performance. But at the same time, I'm like, he's a rookie. But at the same time, I love Franco Colapinto. I was eating him up last season when he came back, and I was like, I need him. I need him in Formula One. So I just hope he performs well these next 5 races. The next couple races is gonna be a triple header, 3 European races. So we'll see how he does. And it's just kind of crazy that they're like, okay, Colapinto's only in for 5 races. I'm like, I just hate that stability. Like, either stick with Colapinto or stick with Jack Doohan until the summer break. But I'm really excited to see Franco, though. I can't lie. I watched like his little Instagram post he did. I said, yeah, I ate that up. I just love hearing him speak Spanish. Like, I just love his voice. And yeah, I know Liz also has some thoughts.
First, I think Scary Man is the perfect way to describe Flavio because I had never known who he was, obviously. But when I watched this season, I was like, who is this old man? What is he doing here? He looks like a retired Florida old man or something. Like, let's get him back over there. Point number 2, is it Jack Dylan or Jack Doohan? I don't know his name.
Doing.
Oh, okay. 3, Franco. You guys already know I love Franco. Me and Franco, I love that man. I absolutely love the way he interacts with the social media, the PR, and everyone. So I'm so excited to kind of have that kind of quirkiness or like that kind of personality back on the grid and everything. I will say, I don't like when they replace the drivers. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not complaining that Franco's going to be racing or going to be getting more Franco. Not complaining at all. But I do think, like, I don't know, like they are humans. Like, they're just guys trying to live out their dreams. And we're just, I feel like I understand the whole you want to get points and everything, but we're just putting too much pressure on them because now Franco, he wants to, live up to what he needs to, or he's gonna get replaced in the next 5 races too.
Yeah, I'm the same as Liz. Like, I do like Franco over Jack, but I'm like, oh, like I just can't with the pressure that they put on these drivers, which I get it, but at the same time, it's like to me, it feels still so early in the season. Like we haven't even hit double digits yet, and there's 24 races, and we haven't even hit 10 races. So I'm just like, the instability in the beginning is just like, ooh. And it's like, thank God Oscar got out when he could. Thank God Fernando Alonso. I think maybe I can't remember if he was at Alpine or just was like in the talks, but thank God he's at Aston Martin because it is a mess. Thank God Esteban Ocon got out. But yeah, we'll see what happens in these next couple races, and I just really hope Franco does good. And just before our next upcoming race in Italy, can't remember the exact city, but just a little recap because we drew a little early on who we have for the upcoming races for our F1 fantasy. I have Lewis Hamilton and Ollie Bierman, and Liz has Lando Norris and Gabriel Bortoleto. So we both have really good picks, and hopefully we can both get some points.
Yeah, some of us really need it, I'm really going through it, you guys, but I trust in Lando unless they do him dirty.
Yeah, honestly, I'm hoping for a Lando win this weekend. Honestly, I'm not going to predict the podium, and I don't want to talk about F1 for too long, but I'm really hoping for like a Lando win, a Ferrari on podium, and then a Kimi podium. Like, please.
That sounds perfect to me. And now we're gonna go ahead and move on to our little pop culture segment. And you guys, I don't know, like the only way you haven't heard of this is you're living under a rock because how have you not heard of this? So we all know the Ace family. I never like kept up with them religiously or anything, but like obviously I knew who they were. Like they were one of those like when family vloggers really became a thing, like they were on top, what's his name? Alex, is that the guy's name? Austin.
Austin, yeah.
Austin and Catherine and Elle, the little family. Then they had another little daughter, another little son, and everything. Well, Catherine released a book and she exposed how Austin cheated on her. And not gonna lie, I've been getting like clips of the book and why it kind of sound good. Like the way she was like talking. I don't know if she got like one of those, what are they called? The invisible writers.
Ghost Riders.
A ghostwriter to write for her, but whatever she did, she had me like caught my attention grabbed because the way she was describing it, how she knew and like she kept quiet and everything, and the whole like drama to make it even worse now is that Austin is over here ranting on Snapchat with his side of the story. Kendi, why don't you take it away?
Yeah, so she describes a moment in the book where it was like their Ace family like charity event thing that they did. And basically Catherine was like, there's this woman, she was like far enough to like where you could tell she didn't fit, but she was comfortable enough to be there. And I was like, oh, and like Liz said, the writing was so good. But yeah, Austin has been on his Snapchat story. I first saw a clip the other day that was like him being like, I didn't know Catherine was gonna put this in the book, blah blah blah, and just kind of like, I guess you can say, sticking up for himself. And then listen, another TikTok where he was basically like, wait, I low-key forgot what was in that TikTok, but basically he's just like trying to tell his side of the story, but he just making it look worse for himself. Like he was mad because Catherine, wouldn't get intimate with him. But it's like, she probably knew you were being nasty and dirty, cheating.
Yeah. So today, I started like today afternoon type. I started getting these TikToks, more TikToks of his side, and at first he starts off like, "Oh, like me and Catherine, like we bit better now than ever before. Like we're really good friends and everything." And I was like, "Okay, And then takes a turn for the worse. He starts like blaming her basically. What blew my mind, there was one that he was like, "We hadn't had like sex in a while," and then she said like, "Don't embarrass me." Like she was basically giving me permission. And now he's talking about her being on like psychedelics and stuff. I don't know. It went from one point to another, and now we're in a whole other universe.
Yeah, he's literally just airing out all her business just because he's mad that he's getting exposed. I'm like, sir, like, Like, I already didn't like you. Like, I feel like viewers of the Ace family or people just knew of him. They already did not mess with Austin, and like Catherine was like, they just want to watch for her. And so the fact that he's like this, I'm like, he would be the one to fumble someone as good as Catherine. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just insane to me that he's on Snapchat just being messy, but he's the one in the wrong. I don't know. It's just, I shouldn't expect anything different from him. But I'm like, okay, wrap it up.
Yeah, I just like I don't even know how we got here, you know. We like lost the plot. Where did we go? The psychedelic stuff was like what really and then he was talking about her. Yeah, it just went really crazy. I think that man definitely has some ego issues and I just wonder like how it's gonna play out for like the kids because I feel the kids, at least Elle, she's like not young, you know? Like I feel like people talk and it gets back. So I'm praying for the kids.
And I wonder how much of the book really is about Austin, you know, because we're only seeing experts, and like the whole book, the name is like Dolores, like her journey towards healing and stuff. So I'm sure there's more things in it, but it just so happens because, of course, that's just how it works. That the part about the cheating and about Austin is getting, you know, the main attention. But I'm like, truly, how much of the book is really about him for him to just be on Snapchat just going off?
Exactly, and I really don't think it's that much because at least from my For You page, the only like clips or like expert clips, the only experts of the book that I've seen is the same part of like the basketball game and like when she knew, but I haven't seen anything else about it. So I really think it barely talks about it.
Yeah, I've been seeing the same clips as well, so that's just interesting. And then next, another thing, people being canceled, people in hot water. We didn't talk about this last week, but I think this happened maybe after we recorded. But if you don't know, there's this girl on TikTok. Her name is like Kate, I think. She runs. She's like that girl who was like, "Oh, if you run with me, I interview you, you get a pair of shoes." Well, this got canceled because she decided to do the interview with press secretary of the White House. I'm like blanking on her name,
Caroline
but just know
Levitt.
she's,
Yeah,
yep, her.
that
Just
one.
know that monster, she's not a good person. And basically, the whole video was basically just like propaganda, honestly. Just like, oh my God, look how great it is in the White House, blah, 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 knowing that they're spewing the most hateful rhetoric, but I digress. But she got canceled because of that. And like she honestly like doesn't even care. Like I saw on her TikTok that like she was replying to like people who are like, "Oh, girly, this is not it," just with like laughing emojis. Like she does not care. It was just very interesting because she also did a running video with Tim Waltz, and his daughter was like, "Take this down," and I think she just like deleted his daughter's comment and blocked her. So it's like that just tells you all you need to know about her. But really why I wanted to talk about this because I was listening to this podcast of like people who are like in the influencer industry, and basically they're like, this girl has been inauthentic from the beginning, and they're like, turns out like she never actually gave people shoes. And that was like her whole like shtick. The podcast is Between Us Girlies, and the main guy, the one guy of the podcast is Brand Flake. So he's been popping off recently on TikTok. He's an affiliate influencer, and he was like, yeah, I've talked to other influencers, and they were like, yeah, she like never gave me the shoes, and like she just like ghosts people. And I feel like other people have come out about like how she's just like really fake. Like there's this one time where she was like, I went to an influencer event, and like there are like mean people, and she let people who weren't even there get hate, but she like blocked comments and stuff that were like standing up for the people who were getting hate that weren't even there. So it's just like the girl moved weird from the beginning, and I'm like, thank God she's getting canceled now. And just like I've seen where people are like, yeah, she reached out to me to like, you know, make a video, but then like ghosted me last minute, and I'm just like, ew. This girl does not have good character at all.
I remember like when all of it happened, I kept on going to her page to see if like she was gonna post anything, you know, or reply to comments or anything, and I hadn't seen anything. So I didn't know that she started at least replying to the comments and all that. And that's wild that she chose to reply with the laughing emojis and everything. And then I know that like some of her videos it'd be like not influencer people, but it'd be just regular people, and she'd be like, oh, like I'll buy you a pair of clothes or something. So like I wonder if that stuff was all, you know, all lies to us too. Probably.
Yeah, probably. And then I am curious if this was like like a sponsored post because she kept like deleting it and reposting it. I saw like a whole bunch. I'm pretty sure it's probably still up. And then I didn't know this, but she also has a podcast, and she also had the Caroline girl on her podcast as well. And people were like review bombing her to like make her podcast ratings go down. Last time I checked, she had like a 1.1 stars on like Apple Podcasts. So I'm like, yay, make her ratings go down, make that girl lose a lot of followers. I love to see it.
Very curious on what it is that she talks about on her podcast. Like her whole TikTok is all running and like asking people like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Like blah blah blah. What would she talk about on a podcast? Anyways,
Know that part. And just like one last comment, it's like I understand the whole argument of getting, you know, two sides of the political like views, but I think there's a difference between Democrat and Republican, and Democrat versus the Trump administration, who was just filled with hateful, racist, disgusting people. And that's my 2 cents on that.
you know, we could do a whole episode ranting about that, honestly. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next little part, what we're watching, you know, and go more of a lighter note here. I'll go ahead and start because I haven't been watching that much actually, but I'm still watching my little K drama, When Life Gives You Tangerines. And you guys, it's so cute right now because the girl, so I don't know if you guys listened last week, but basically this girl and this guy, they like grew up together, and the guy's like always been in love with the girl, and the girl's been very much like, why are you staring at me that way, or like leave me alone type, you know. But now she's like come to terms with like she actually likes him and everything. And we got some flash forwards. We got some glimpses into the future and everything, and it's just so cute. And it just reminded me how much I love K dramas, because the K drama, they're just so wholesome, you know? Just love them so much.
Honestly, I need to get back on my K drama game. But for what I've been watching, not much either. But I watched The Seat, which is like a little like WhatsApp produced documentary that's on Netflix. That is about Kimi Antonelli's journey getting into the Formula One seat. And you guys, I texted Liz, I said, not me, about to cry. Like I had tears holding back like the whole time. It was only 40 minutes, so it's a quick watch, and it was a really interesting look between like the just how they like pick drivers in Formula One. Like Mercedes literally sent someone to the go-kart tracks to scout out future talent, which I thought was very interesting. So it seemed like they picked up the cameras like right after, like really close to like when Lewis, you know, told Toto like, you know, I'm signing with Ferrari, and they just kind of like showed the process and like text messages of finding people, be like, oh, what about Kimi Antonelli, and just like learning more about Kimi Antonelli's upbringing. His career was just really interesting, and I'm like, wow, now I'm a Kimi stan for life. And even though I'm not necessarily a Merc fan, I do really like George and now Kimi as well. I'm just like rooting for him to do amazing, and just crazy to think that he's so young and at one of the top teams and honestly performing so well. It's just a really good insight, and like you get to see the call of when they announced to him like, Kimi, you are going to be a Mercedes F1 driver. We got to see kind of like his family dynamic as well, because they have like a scene where he's at dinner with like his grandma, his parents, and his sister. It's just really sweet. Like Kimi, like to me, he's just like a little baby. I'm just like, oh, Kimi, like, I just want the F1 world to treat him well, and I just want him to do well. So I highly recommend that series. And then I feel like I don't know if I mentioned this last episode, but I've been watching the Real Housewives of New York. The early seasons of like the beginning of like the Real Housewives and just any reality TV series just hits different, because it's like the beginning of like reality TV ever, like the early 2000s. So it's very fresh. Everyone's very real, authentic. The drama is very real. You know, they're not worried about Instagram followers or whatever. Like they're just truly showing their lives. And I love it. So I just been loving it, especially since I am going to New York City this summer. So I'm just like, I'm really exhibiting or taking in all the New York City vibes, and I just love it. The women there, something else, but it's just very good drama. Yeah, that's all I've been watching.
Trust, I will be watching the Kimi doc, The Sea, on my flight back home. I already told Kennedy I'm gonna download it, gonna watch it, gonna cry and watch it. Y'all already know I love Kimi too, so.
Yeah, everyone, this is your sign to go watch it if you haven't already. And now, moving on to Song of the Week. We're just gonna say it this time like last week, but mine is Von Dutch by Charlie XCX. I just have recently been loving the Brat album recently, and that is one of the songs that has been on repeat. I feel like that song was made for me. So thank you, Charlie. I may be a summer late, but better late than never.
Not a summer late. And then my song of the week is Cleopatra by the Lumineers. And one of my friends was actually recently explaining to me like the story behind the song, and it just made me like really appreciate the song even more. Like it's already like a really good catchy song and everything, but listening to it and just how each lyric of the song is based on this woman's like actual true story, and it's just listening to them explaining it and then listening to the song, it just gave it so much more meaning and depth, and very, very good.
T, I'm gonna have to listen to that song.
And with that, we're gonna go ahead, Kennedy over here in her summer music. So what better transition to our summer ins and outs? So we each came up with a little list of different things that we're gonna be bringing into the summer, and then things that we're gonna be bringing out, trends and things that just aren't gonna make it into our summer because Kennedy has graduated. My study abroad journey is coming to an end, which means it's time for the summer.
Yes, I'm so excited for the summer, even though right now we're still experiencing that gloomy spring weather, I feel, but summer's right around the corner and I'm so excited. I feel like I'm just such a summer baby. But yeah, we both made ins and out lists. So I guess we can just like go kind of like back and forth. I'll let Liz say her ins first, maybe. Or should we go like one by one?
We can do like one and one,
Yeah.
back and forth a little bit.
Okay, I like that vibe. So my first in is being outside more. I tend to when I'm at home, just because it's like a different setup than obviously like a college walkable campus, I tend to just be outside or be inside more. Like to go places you have to drive, and your girl is not driving. So I just really want to like try to be outside more, whether that's walking, running, just even simply laying outside, which I was like, I'm gonna do, but literally the forecast is rainy all week. But I'm like, don't let that stop you. When there's breaks of rain, like take advantage, walk, run, do whatever, and just get fresh air more because it really does help me out a lot. It just makes me feel better mentally and it's good physically. And I just love being outside in the warmth. So I'm like, Kennedy, take advantage. Don't just wait until you're on like a college campus again or in like a walkable city or just have plans. Like, be outside, be more intentional with it, like take advantage of the good weather.
And then my first in is just daily exercise. And then with this, I'm not like I've never been like a big like gym person, like lifting and like arms, back, and legs and all that kind of stuff. But just exercising somehow every day, whether that be going on a walk, I don't know, maybe going to the gym with my mom, Planet Fitness, I'll be her little guest. But just some sort of daily exercise I really want to do. Kind of want to do the like Pilates YouTube videos and everything. So we'll see how that goes. And then maybe getting back into running. I've been seeing a lot of people out here running, on my For You page, on my Instagram. So I'm like, maybe that can be my daily exercise. But I need to just get moving.
And to be on the same theme as moving, I also want to work on being more active. I also have seen a lot of people running. I just saw a podcaster that I listened to. She just ran like the San Diego marathon. I'm like, okay, I need to get back, or not get back into running. I was never into running, but get into running and just like be active. And it doesn't necessarily just have to be running, but just moving my body in some type of way. Pilates, HIIT workouts, whatever. I feel like I've kind of like a little bit have gotten bored of Pilates because I just did it so much. I'm like just trying to find new exercises, new ways to exercise that keeps me going, that is interesting to me and that I actually enjoy. Because I feel like I'm definitely like a lot more active when I'm at school, obviously, because I'm just walking everywhere. So I just want to like keep up moving my body.
Yes, and like real quick with the running thing, one of our like friends, Ariana, she used to be the like number one hater of running. Like I remember in high school, I was going to track practice and we were leaving class, and then the coach is like asking her like, "Oh, like do you run?" And she like laughed like, "This girl never had a pair of tennis shoes, you guys." And now she's going on daily runs in the morning. If she can do it, I can do it. That's my motivation. But my next in for the summer is similar to Kennedy, piggybacking off of her, but just outside, being outside more, whether that be reading outside. I have like on my vision board a picture of someone like reading on a hammock. So like reading outside, picnic outside, even like eating outside because at my house we have a patio outside and I rarely ever go out there. Like we literally have a table, like chairs, everything. But even if it's a nice day, having my breakfast out at the patio, but just enjoying more of that outdoors because in the winter you won't catch me outside in the snow. So really just trying to enjoy that more.
Yeah, and then next for me is just having a routine. Obviously, it's just so easy. It's the summer. You just want to like be like, I've been working hard doing school. I just want to chill and do nothing. But I'm like, no, I need to have a routine. I feel like that's one of the reasons that I kind of like get in a bit of a rut in the summer sometimes because I don't have a routine. So I'm just like this week trying to figure out a good routine that works for me, that's not like too much, especially because obviously I don't have class or anything. Just have a good routine. Like I don't like really staying up late. So just getting in bed on time, having a good morning routine. I just need to have a good morning routine that can really help set me up for success during the day. But yeah, I just really want to work on having a routine and not just waking up and being like having no plan for the day. I just want to have a good routine that's like gives me structure but also like flexibility to like do whatever during the day.
My next one is not eating out. I when I get back home, I'm literally not spending money, you guys. I need to save. All my money is gone. Your girl is broke. But not eating out, because I feel like in the summer, it's so easy for me to just like, oh, I'm gonna go and like get something to eat outside. I'm not gonna eat in. No, I'm not eating out. I'm going to restrain from all of that. Maybe, get into cooking a little bit, cook myself a meal or something, but the eating out will not be seeing me. If there's plans involving eating out, I'm eating before, drinking a water. But yeah.
Yeah, saving is something I'm gonna have to implement this summer too. Saving for this future post grad life. And next for me, I just really want to put energy into things that make me happy, reading, vlogging, etc. Anything, and just like putting energy into like new hobbies because I feel like I don't know if this is like maybe like a just a me thing, but I find like when I have so much free time suddenly, I like struggle to find like there's so many things I want to do. So I struggle to pick on one thing. So I'm like, "Ugh, I'll just do nothing then." So I'm just like, okay, you have these things that make you happy and you have this time. So actually sit there and do it. And like I do have to force myself. I know they say like you shouldn't force yourself to do things, but no, for me, because I suck with having discipline, I do have to force myself to do those things. So I just really want to put energy into doing things that make me happy this summer. And that was my last in.
And my last one, it's two things, but they go like really well together. So I'm just gonna read it to you guys. First is saying yes to things, but not breaking the bank, and then doing something every day and being spontaneous. I really want to like just be able to be like, I feel like going to the park or something and going to the park. Just being spontaneous with the things I'm doing and doing. When I say doing something, I'm not talking about like I'm gonna go to the amusement park today. I'm gonna go to like have these crazy plans every day. It's just small things, like even just going to walk by the river, something like that. Just having something to switch up my day and my routine a little bit because it is the summer too. So I do want to like have fun and do that kind of thing. And then just say yes to things if people are inviting me, not be like, oh, but like I want to be stay home, rot. No, I need to enjoy every single moment because people are moving away. So
Yes, the summer is time for the plans. I'm actually just adding a out that I just thought of during this, but now we're gonna get into our out. Only have a couple, but first is the summer blues. I've talked about this before about how I just get so down bad during the summer, and I think it's not because of the weather because I love the warm weather. Like I think I've come to the conclusion that like I think I need to live somewhere that's warm 24/7. Like I genuinely like need the sun. Like it gives me energy. But I think it's kind of like the expectations of the summer that kind of get me. Like I see all these people having a Euro summer, blah blah blah. But yeah, I'm sitting here in Kentucky doing nothing. So I just need to work on just, I guess, not to be cringe, but like romanticizing my life and just be like, don't compare your summer to others. Like I'm literally so young. I literally have so many more summers left in my life to go to Europe or go on these extravagant trips and just do all these things. Like it doesn't have to happen now just because I'm seeing other people do it. And I feel like if I stick to doing all my ends, that will keep me busy and not get into that rut. So out is the summer blues because we're going to work towards doing everything we can to not be in that mindset.
and going with that one, I have out is rotting inside. I feel like in the summer it's so easy. Like you don't have anything, you know, you don't really have all these plans. Like you can stay home, you can sleep in. Like for the most, you don't have to like wake up early. You can stay up all night, and you're literally doing nothing. Like you're just rotting. Staying in bed till noon. No, rotting inside is not happening for me. Kind of like Kennedy, just doing the opposite, having a routine, having all this other stuff going on. But I refuse to be stuck inside doing absolutely nothing. So that's my first out.
My second out is stressing about the future. I feel like for so much of my summers, I'm always just like, okay, like on to the next. And I have trouble living in the moment in the summer because I'm always worried about the next step. So over the past few years, it's been I'm worried about maybe like getting an internship or just like the upcoming school year. But with my post grad life, kind of being uncertain. I mean, obviously, I know I'm going to grad school, but anything other than that? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Big, big question mark. So I feel like I've recently taken the approach of, I'm just gonna live every day, every day. Like I'm not gonna worry about the future. And honestly, that has really helped me. I have not spiraled yet. And it's just, I don't know, it's just been very helpful to just live in the moment and just not be so worried about the future. Just, I've been living by everything's gonna work out. It's fine. I have so much time to figure things out. Rome wasn't built in a day, you know? So I just need to just not worry about it and just do things in my time. There's not a set timeline. My time is my time. And I'm not gonna waste my time now because this is the youngest I'll ever be. This is like the most, I wouldn't say the most healthiest, but I'll never be as young as I am today than I will in the future. I definitely messed that up, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like this is like my time. So I just need to be in this moment and not worrying about the future because I know it'll all work out.
I like that, Kennedy. My time is my time. Anytime somebody asks me, I'm gonna quote Kennedy. And my next one is mindless scrolling, kind of tying into the rotting inside. But mindless scrolling, it is so easy for me in the summer normally to just have hours on my hand. And I'm just, next thing you know, I've been half the day scrolling on my phone and my screen time is 8 hours. And that's how long I've been up. Mindless scrolling is not happening. I'm going to refrain. I feel like I've gotten a really good mindset of not mindless scrolling too much just because I try to conserve my like data because I don't have unlimited data abroad. So I feel like I have a really good consistent like routine with that now. So I think it'll be easier for me to continue that back home. And I really hope, I don't hope, I am going to not mindless scroll on my phone because it's just bad. Like you're just wasting so much time. And especially like with the sun being out and it's like nice days, in the winter, I feel like it's more accessible to mindless scroll, but in the summer, it's out, not happening.
Yeah, I definitely need to implement that. And it's like, okay, if you're gonna mindless scroll, at least be productive, like while watching a YouTube video or something, or maybe be outside and mindlessly scroll. So it's like not as bad as rotting inside. And then my last one I just thought of is not driving. Okay, you guys, me and driving, we've had some beef, but I'm just like, Kennedy, we need to get over it. Okay, if you want to move somewhere where you need to rely on a car, you need to know how to drive. I mean, I do have my driver's license, and I do technically have a car, and it's just like maybe just start off small. You don't get over your driving anxiety unless you actually do it. But I like sometimes I'll drive obviously with someone in the car, and then it's like I don't drive for a while, and then so it's just like getting over that hump of getting behind the wheel again. So maybe I'll start off small. Maybe I'll just like show up at Elizabeth's house uninvited, just spontaneous, and be like, hey girl. And but it's like that, even though it's a short distance, at least I got into that driver's seat and I drove that car. So this summer is the summer of getting over that driving anxiety and just starting slowly but surely until I'm comfortable. Because if I go to grad school in Lexington, I am not relying on my parents. Because you know what your girl wants to do? I want to be able to wake up and drive to a solid core class. Okay, I want to be able to do that. So this is a summer of getting that driving practice in and getting comfortable behind the wheel.
I was gonna, when you were like, oh, it starts off small. I was going to say you could just drive to my house. Kenny lives like 10 minutes away from me, but that's a small step. And then after my house, we pick up Jill, then we go do something. I think it's perfect, Kennedy. Perfect plan you have here. And then my last out is waiting for people to hit me up. I am like really bad about. I don't like doing things on my own sometimes. Even the smallest thing, like going on a walk in the park or something, or like going to get ice cream. Like I don't like going by myself to do it. It's not that I have like I mean, I guess I do have anxiety at times, but it's not that I have like that bad social anxiety. It's just I don't want to be like alone doing that, but I don't want to be held back by if someone doesn't want to go or if like no one's answering me. I'm still going to be doing it for myself, putting time in for myself and not waiting for others to like say yes or answer me. And then just going on and doing stuff if I'm feeling like it, which ties into the spontaneity, that word. Yeah.
So we both have some good things on our list. So whenever we're feeling like, bro, what is this summer? We're gonna come back and listen to this episode. And if you're feeling that way, come back to this episode for some motivation, because I definitely will be.
Exactly. And let us know, what are your summer ins and outs? What else can we implement into our summer or not implement? Trying to soak up every single moment because the summer does not last enough. It goes by way too fast.
Summer is very fleeting.
Now. And with that, thank you guys so much for listening. If you made it this far, make sure that you like this episode, review it, give us a 5-star rating, whatever it is you need to do, and follow us on all of our socials. And hopefully next episode, we have a good F1 fantasy update from me. So with that, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.